Today, let's talk about another classic figure. Are you perhaps wondering? You always say classic. Well, then keep watching. It's not very classic. In the last episode, we talked about the prison king of boxing. This person, however, did the opposite. After becoming the king of boxing, his mother went to prison. Isn't that infuriating? This white guy lost because of his hairstyle. Too arrogant. Look, who's this? He was beaten so badly he was drooling. But Chris Bird was knocked down several times. Do you know? The referee's soul count was 30,000. And he was taken down in 5 rounds. This Bird, however, later defeated this guy. Hey, look, the king of no name, David Tua. This is the one who defeated Bird. Not worth mentioning. There were many big fights in '97. But this one fight, the Battle of the East? As an editor, you find it hard to make a highlight reel. The entire match was like this. It was just clinching. Who cares? It also set a historical record. The heavyweight division threw a total of 1,730 punches. Even the referee in this match was sighing with emotion. Everyone takes this job, but it's damn clear, in some matches, to prove how exciting the two fighters were. I'd say there was no clinching throughout the match. But that might be a bit exaggerated. This one, however, truly had no clinching, didn't land a solid punch, didn't knock him down once. It's not about hitting with force. It's just hitting naively. What kind of match do you think is the most exciting? It's watching two people of equal strength. That's the most exciting. David Tua, I've said it many times before. Do I need to repeat myself? This kid's luck isn't very good. He doesn't have a good management company. He entered the professional circuit in '92. Impressive, but he didn't fight until '96. His first international title match. It was breaking Tyson's record. He defeated Ruiz in 19 seconds and won the WBC International Heavyweight title. That's why I say he has bad luck. Then he faced this Ibeabuchi. This guy is ruthless. Both of them at the time were maintaining undefeated records. If you want to know how this guy got into boxing, that's quite interesting. This Ibeabuchi, his hometown is Nigeria. This name is a mouthful. Born in '73, 188 centimeters tall, with an arm span, 967 fights, all wins. At that time, he saw Douglas defeat Tyson. When he saw that, he thought, wow, this thing is easy to handle. Then he came to America. He was spotted by the former 4 pairs of loud hits champion. That Cox. He saw him and thought, look at this kid's muscles. These lines are suitable for boxing. And that's how he's been doing it until now. Look how exciting it is. Although it was an Intercontinental Boxing Champion title. But with this fighting style, it definitely surpassed a World Boxing Champion title match. This match was also considered the best fight of the year. These two had a common characteristic. Their left punches were powerful. There's not much to say about this match. There were no tactics to speak of. No inside or outside connections. Nothing hit the mark. When they got tired, they fought close. What a waste. He was only released from prison after 19 years. What happened? Let me tell you about it. Don't mind me rambling. After he finished his match with David Tua, he started feeling headaches. Later, he went to the hospital for a checkup, and there were no issues. And after that, his personality changed. He became very irritable. Anyway, the things he did were baffling. He wasn't normal anymore. The first abnormal thing he did was kidnapping his ex-girlfriend's child, which led to a car accident. That child was left with a lifelong disability. After paying compensation, he was paroled. Speaking of children, that reminds me of something. A young boxer appeared on that line. He punched someone in the heart. killing his opponent. In nearly 100 years of boxing history, there hasn't been anyone so ruthless. You can ponder that. Let's talk about something else. Didn't he have some money in his pocket now? So he went to that high-end club to find a lady of the night, to put it nicely. This respectable lady. He's acting all crazy, demanding payment first before doing anything, not rushing anything. He was very angry after hearing that. What kind of rules are these for buying sex? He was taken down. You can just leave after it's done. He locked them in the bathroom. Someone definitely had to call the police. He confronted Fubler again. In the end, he was subdued with a bunch of chili powder. But this crime was serious. First, it was the same crime as Brotherson's. That's already established, right? At this time, I was still facing kidnapping charges. And he even messed them up badly. He was sentenced to over 10 years for multiple concurrent offenses. He was released once during this period. Later, somehow he forgot and went back. Anyway, he only got out in March 2019. He was 47 years old. Anyway, this match. You need to pay attention to the details. This match is very exciting. If you say you just want to see a KO where someone is knocked out cold, there isn't one. Anyway, it's just like 1 round versus 12 rounds. It's the same. Someone once asked me, how much difference is there between David Tua and Tyson? I said, isn't that just being overly critical again? His single-hand punch power is even heavier than Tyson's. But haven't you noticed? You can generally predict David Tua's movements. But it's very hard to predict Tyson. This is just my personal opinion. If you're talking about who's stronger, we wouldn't know without them fighting. Let's talk about this match. Obviously, Ibeabuchi's evasiveness is better. Tua had more heavy punches than him, but he was behind on total points. So, Ibeabuchi won on points. David's team failed their first title defense. However, they later achieved a 10-game winning streak, including taking down the boss, like Mule and Madiev. Even at 41, he couldn't reach the top. The kids were a bit unlucky.